Hello everyone and welcome back to this We Are Developers and Bosch live event. After this relaxing morning session, we now have a workshop waiting for you, which will be all about the future of automotive mobility. So if you are interested in what lies behind the magic of innovations like driverless parking or road signature services, you came to the right stream. So please welcome with me, Georg and Manuel.
Thank you, Benedict, and welcome to our workshop for Future of Automotive Vehicle Mobility, upcoming electrical and electronical architectures and vehicle-to-everything communication. My name is Georg Küberger. I am an automotive pro. I work in the field of automotive for more than 10 years. And of course, I'm a software lover. I started programming when I was 14 years old and when I joined school there. Then I did my master's in technical informatics at the TU. And also what drives me forward is staying on the edge of the technology and being prepared for everything. To me as a person, I am a firefighter, father of one son, and a diver. So I love being on the edge. And now with these words to my colleague Manuel, who will do the presentation together with me.
Thank you, Georg. Well, before I introduce myself, I would like to give a few more words to Georg. He's the technical lead in the team, and what I like most is an open and critical mind. This is something I really appreciate from him. This is a very important person in our team. Yeah. So to me, I'm a Scrum Master in the team with Georg. I love Scrum, but I'm not a Scrum evangelist. I think Scrum is a great framework when it applies to the needs of the team and its context. And if we need to adapt, we adapt. It's actually about the mindset, right? And about mindset also, well, continuous improvement. I live and work with the continuous improvement principle. Or in other words, I believe there is no such thing as a status quo, and I will never stop learning. I also love software. I already been working 14 years now for software with the software in different fields and roles. And well, I'm looking forward to much more to come. I'm father of two daughters. I come from Gran Canaria. Yes, well, that's about me. And please, Georg, let's continue to the next slide. And now it's time to introduce you the agenda for today. It's divided, as you see here, in 5 parts. We will start with checking, well, where there will be some time to join the Miro, practice a bit, and answer some first questions together so that you can also introduce yourself a bit. Then is the part of the Impulse Talk. Well, Georg will talk about global megatrends and related use cases at Bosch as input for the following workshop part. This workshop part will follow with some Bosch use cases will be introduced that were introduced before. We'll work together on them, and then we will make a Q&A session. Then there will be time for a coffee, very important. It's like 1 hour after start. And then we'll finalize this part of the workshop with sharing with some insights from Bosch with you. Then the touch points will be about a short introduction about what Bosch is in general and also the activities in Vienna. And then the checkout part is closing where we gather some impressions from your side. So this is the agenda for today. Maybe Georg, please, to the next. Exactly. So this is how the Miro board is structured so that you have a bit of orientation here, as you see in these 5 parts, and we will move part for part during the workshop. So we will go now to the next one. So we will zoom into the first part and the checking. And if you haven't joined the Miro board yet, now please do it because we will be working now a bit with it. Yeah. So if you are now in the Miro board, I see already there are some participants in here. So please take your time and go inside. I will start giving some hints how to work with it. So to navigate, for those that are new, of course, you use the right mouse, the right button of the mouse, and to move items with the link mouse. You cannot move the boards because they are blocked, but afterwards, when you create some items, then you move them and select them with the with the left button of the mouse. And also for navigating, you can follow either Georg or myself by clicking on the symbol on the photos on the top right, um, or you can on the bottom right you have there some options for navigation. Okay, so if you are now ready for this fun stuff, then let's go for it. Um, exactly. Then we have prepared a board where you can try creating some elements. There are some descriptions here, how to create the sticky notes, how to edit the formatting, and few other things. I will set the timer for 1 minute. Maybe we extend it to 2 if it's working great, and I see you are engaging. So I will put the first minute so that you can start using it. Yeah, create post-its. You can upload stuff, copy them, rotate them. Just have some fun with it, as we will need some features afterward. So time is running. I think you should see the timer. Yes. Great. Okay, something is going on, like a Bosch. Nice. Okay, copy, group them. This is the time for you to warm up. QR code. Okay, interesting. Where does it lead to? I hope that
Black
there are not
cat.
hackers here in the room. Okay, good. Okay, time is up. All right. So I think it's enough. And for that we will need for later that it's already very cool. So we will continue. This is also your part now. At the beginning we shared some insights from our side, Georg and myself, and now this is something we will like for you to participate. We will give you here 3 minutes that you answer these 3 questions. So you can use the post-its that are here or create new ones. Take your time. So these 3 minutes, and then we will go afterwards through the questions and talk a bit about them. Let me.
Oh, pasta, great. Pasta, pizza. Oh,
Big surprise.
looks for me for like a typical healthy diet of a developer. Schnitzel. Semmel? Definitely.
Schnitzel semmel. Okay. That's good.
That's great. Then
Yeah.
somebody wants to gain insight about automotive. Yeah, there we can provide something, I think.
Wait.
Yeah,
We'll go back to that. Yeah.
self-driving. Yes, we're on it. Self-driving 2 times. Whoa. It's challenging. Small and smart. Oh, burger.
2 more minutes. So I think you have plenty of time.
But use the entire board. You can put it everywhere, copy, paste it, move it
Thank you,
around.
Georg. Yeah.
Nah,
Feel free. It's your board. Just move around, big or smaller. Upload an image. Do whatever you want.
self-driving, shared and secure. Oh, interesting. Yes, we will elaborate a little bit on that later on. I do not want to spoil too much. Efficient. Yeah, also a
Still
topic.
working on that. Okay. One more minute. And you see it there.
Very good.
It's nice. Yeah.
Low flying cars. I do not want. I don't. I hesitate a little bit if I want to see this in the sky. What we have
Let's
currently
go.
on the
Let's go.
roads.
Let's go through it afterwards. Yeah. You can elaborate a bit on that. Okay.
Autonomous for sure.
Okay. Great. Great. Thank you. Thank you for participating. Well, I will start. We'll start going now through the three questions, and of course, if you in the meanwhile want to write something else, you just feel free to do that. So let's see. Georg, do you want to zoom a bit? Would you like to zoom a bit on
Yes, for
the
sure. On the right side.
the left side? Exactly.
Left side. Sorry. Yeah.
Exactly. So I will
So
follow Georg. Where are you? It doesn't matter. Okay. So let's go through them. What is your real Mexican grain? Yeah.
yeah. Schnitzelsemmer. Ooh. Typical Austrian looks like
It's
some
both you find in
students joined.
Vienna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Patay, pizza,
Oui. Quiche.
capricciosa. Okay, it goes into detail. That's nice. Two pizzas. Okay. It's sorry, you just deleted it. Steak. Okay.
Oh, interesting combos.
Show up.
Actually, we are learning here also something, I think.
Yeah. Well, I don't know everything. I will write one myself. Gazpacho.
Ooh,
Gazpacho is a Spanish, like they say, tomato soup. It's a great one. I love
yes.
it. In summer, I would make it a bit bigger. Okay. Walk with everything. Okay. Quiche. Very nice. Very nice.
Yes.
Very diverse. Okay. So why are you here? Just for fun and meet people. That's always a great argument to join. Curious about data science projects in
Mhm.
automotive, maybe to gain insights into automotive industry. Perfect. That's exactly what we're going to talk today about. I love Miro. Me too. This is really a nice tool. Meet and share. Yeah, thank you. This is really nice to hear. We love that. Um, Learn insights from the industry, of course, from the industry and from Bosch. Hopefully, interesting topics and discussions. I hope that too. Play and learn, learning and fun, interest. Automotive is my passion. Perfect.
Yes.
Great, great.
So,
And let's see, it's getting more fun. How people see, how our participants see the cars for of the future. Electric flying safe. They're already here. Okay, we
okay.
have to pick afterwards. Safe driving, shared, secure, vehicle to green. Awesome. hmm
Not vehicle to grid only. We do
Yeah,
vehicle to everything.
to everything, to the people,
Yes, for
connected,
sure.
efficient, autonomous.
Mhm.
Efficient.
Small and smart. Also interesting. Downsizing is a thing, yes. Shared, smart, eco-friendly. Yeah, also there are use cases upcoming for the sharing purpose. Self-driving, good for environment, safe. Yes, that's definitely a thing where we should have a look onto. Autonomous. Yeah, that's a
Small
huge
and
trend
smart.
upcoming. Mhm. Shared autonomous electric. Yes, definitely a thing. One answer to one mega trend, but not the only one. We will see further comfort, safety, ecology, yeah, for sure. So I have seen a lot of safety things. That's great. There we will have a look on this, how this is done and how we can make it safer. Yes, great. A lot of good inputs, good stuff.
Thank you
I
for the
think,
great start. Yeah. Thank you
yes,
for participating.
great head start. Now my impulse stock, I think I have a really high boundary
Expectations?
to jump. Yes, high expectations. Let's see if I can meet them. So let's start.
You can follow Georg again with the picture if you want to see the slide where he's sharing, but also in the mirror. If you're working in the mirror, maybe you want to share Georg. Exactly. Perfect. Yeah. Mhm.
Yes, let's go right through it. So actually, I want to give you a little insight what we as Bosch see as global megatrends in the world. Also, you see them, and how then Bosch is reacting on them based on some use cases we have. Among others, we chose some where we find they are most depicting for the thing. So enough for the spoiler. Let's jump right into it. So we as Bosch observe the following things, the following megatrends in our world. So the connectivity is dramatically increasing. Just think of the Internet of Things. By 2025, we will have 40 billion devices connected to each other. This is not just for smartphones and things. Also, the car is connected because you have infotainment systems in the car which are capable of streaming when you're stuck in a traffic jam or you have to wait for something. Also, you have connected services where you get data to your car, and the cars start to talk to each other and also to their environmental surroundings. Next thing is urbanization. Um, as you all know, about 60% of the world population live in very dense populated cities. And therefore, you have a lot of um, challenges, like you need to find a parking spot, for example. That's not easy if there are so many people around. And for sure, in this environment, it's tense. There are a lot of cars driving around, a lot of people moving around. So safety is a big concern. You need to go there around safe, and the car should assist you there. And of course, the pollution is a thing, because I don't think it's fun walking around in the city where the air is so dense to breathe that it's like smoking 5 cigarettes when you just go outside and walk over the basement. So also their efficiency is a great thing. Electromobility is a thing, all that. Then demography is a thing. In Europe, the cohort of people aging 65 or over, this is growing twice as fast as all others, not only in Europe, but in the whole world. What does this mean? If you get older, your senses decline. You're not so sustainable anymore to your surroundings. It gets all a little bit much, and especially when driving in a car, you have to focus on so many things, and there the active safety stuff pops in. So your car assists you in driving around there safely, detecting the obstacles which are coming up, is helping you in navigating in areas you do not know, so that you can really focus on the road. That is basically this thing. And last but not least, energy and climate. It's everywhere. It's in the media. You just open everything, and then yeah, you see it. The probability that the global warming will be limited to just 2 degrees Celsius, this is very low. We know this, yeah. And for to get here the best effort of containing the effects on the climate and also on the city, also the population in the big scale is a thing. Because if you pollute your city, then it's not fun to breathe. But we just have one world, So pollution in a city directly affects the pollution of the world, and this makes it then even harder to stay in there and to have it. So if we can do it in the small factor, we also need to do this in the big one. So out of these 4 mega trends, Bosch has derived 3 big fields of action where we engage with our developments, because this is the most thing which is interesting for me as a developer, and where we come from. So the first thing is connected. Connected is, you name it, vehicle to everything communication. You have the electrical horizon where you get data from edge devices, from the cloud in your car, and they help you to sense your surroundings. You have electronic fleet management where you can monitor um, sharing car sharing fleets that are out and such things. You have the e-call service that if in case of an accident, you're not able to call for help, your car will do it for you, of course. Then the second thing where Bosch really engages is automated. So the self-driving car is a thing. You had it in several post-its before. So what we have is, we have here different ways of automation, from typical lane assistance, emergency braking assistance, to a highway pilot, why it's possible that your car drives self-sufficient on a highway, up to a full-blown autopilot where the passenger does not even have a steering wheel to interact with the car. And to do all these things, we also need sensors to get the world around us, because the car needs then to do every job that typically the driver does by himself. Then we need to control all the actuators. So for example, steering needs to become electrified. There is no one who is turning the steering wheel. And the last one is, for sure, you named they are flying cars, but even on the road, it's tough enough. We are here in a field where you can just say, actually, the car evolves to a plane. We need high redundancy systems. We need hot redundancy systems. We need to be able, in case of a failure, that another ECU directly takes over the control of the car. And even if there is a driver inside the car, we cannot immediately fail, because the driver will not be focused anymore if the car is driving by himself. So we need to warn the driver sufficiently early that he is even capable of fulfilling the job. That's the thing. And the last one, for sure, electrified. It's coming up. There you have in the classic sector, it's rather an old thing. Is there are the hybrid cars. Then not even is not even limited to cars. We also have e-bikes for the urban mobility. We have the e-scooter for the last mile, and all this. And then you evolve to a BEV, battery electric vehicle, where you can move around your city or in a small range. And then next thing what is coming up, when going a bigger distance, a battery electric vehicle is at the moment not capable of doing it. There are some extents where this is possible, where you can even go to 1,000 miles. I think there was something in the media last week where they extended here something to 1,000 kilometers. But we are not only limiting to battery, we are also investigating here a hydrogen power source or something like a fuel cell, if this is a possibility. So Bosch is really here looking in the edge of the technology, what is suitable for containing and doing which stuff. So then let's jump right into the use cases. I took 3 use cases out of the portfolio of Bosch. The first one is the road signature service. It's out of the sector connected. So basically, you get high definition map data from vehicles moving around. If there is rain on the road, the car can detect it, and the car can publish this information to the cloud, and other cars can use it. Needed for automated driving, because there the car needs to know the friction by himself, what typically the driver does, and adapt its speed. Then another thing is what is depicted here in this picture is the wrong driver warning. This is if someone enters a road on the wrong side, it is immediately other participants on the highway are warned, and also the driver which is here is warned about his wrongdoing, because maybe he just missed out the sign because he is not capable of knowing this, or he's an elderly person and overlooked it. The second one is driverless parking. This is the automated thing. So imagine you are hurrying to an airport because you are late for a flight. I think everybody knows this, who is frequently traveling. You missed out something. Then an annoying thing is you get there, you have your car, and you need to park it somewhere. What would be if you drive your car in front of the parking lot, then just press a button in an app on your smartphone, and your car will search alone for its parking lot, do all the billing with the parking garage and everything. And once you come back, you do not need to search for it, because you just walk in front of the parking lot, press again the button, and your car will come to you. And now the third thing is battery in the cloud. What is this? Battery in the cloud is basically a use case where there are several aspects done. One is predictive maintenance. So basically, when you're doing stuff there with your battery, things are going to fail because they wear out. And this is ugly if you're doing a longer trip. So it's like the oil quality meter in a classic car. It tells you up in advance once the replacement has to be done, and you can plan accordingly. Or for batteries, one very crucial thing is the charging strategy. How the cells can be leveraged and everything there. And this is a really complex task where the computation power in the car is not sufficient enough to always calculate the best strategy for charging at this moment. Yeah, not a problem. We have plenty of computation power outside the car, in the cloud. So basically, you have there a digital twin inside. The car communicates to the charging plug, car to everything communication. Now it's the charge plug, and then it gets back an personalized charging plan for the vehicle. And the ECUs inside the car just execute this charging plan based on the surroundings which they have. So there is one thing in addition when it comes to battery electric vehicles, and this is the used car market. Because the battery is such an expensive part of the market, it influences the resale value of the car tremendously. Because once you want to buy a used car, it is important how many mileage can the battery do. So typically, a car reseller would like to have the battery best looking. And yeah, that's also a thing with battery in the cloud. You can have a legal and certified use case certification inside the cloud, where you as a buyer can rely that it is not tuned in any way. And this is one of the most benefits. So I will go to the next slide. There is something written down, which you can then use as a reference.
So yes, this is something that we introduced at the beginning. So these use cases which Georg is introducing now, these are the ones, or at least one of them, will be working afterwards. So these slides, this information, and that what Georg said before, if you were paying attention, this would be a good input for you to work with us in the next part of the workshop. Yeah. So here is a functional description of what are the different use cases about, right? The road signature on the top left, the battery in the cloud in the right, and the bottom left, the driverless parking. Yeah. So these real world use cases at Bosch. Do you want to add something more, Georg?
Exactly. No, I do not want to spend more words on this slide. It's just for reference. What I want to do now is I want to jump a little bit out of the what and go a little bit deeper in the how, because this is the more interesting thing for me as a developer. So what do these three use cases all have in common? Actually, if you look at them, then you see there everywhere that vehicle to everything communication. Because when you look on the use cases from a more abstract way, it's just data which is transferred from the vehicle to its surroundings, and the vehicle is getting back data from its surroundings in a digital form, in a calculated form, and um, and this is car to everything communication. On this slide, I mentioned some technologies. I will not go into detail because it's again for referencing. So you can use it in your workshop as a lookup table there. And this is where Bosch is focusing on. It's also about the challenging, which the car to everything communication brings inside, because you're leaving a digital trace in the world where you're going around. And as you know from the smartphone, this is not always a thing you want. So there, it's maybe not a thing that you want to have everything stored in a centralized way. And we already know this, that customers may not react in a good way there. So we are here searching for decentralized solutions and for handling the things without the centralized authority to get this done. Because data privacy is a huge thing. So with these words, I would like to hand over to Manuel, and actually basically to you, the audience, for the use case voting.
Before we go to the voting, Georg, I would just to add here, we will have afterwards a bit of a time for a Q&A. So if you have also questions regarding these topics here, you are free to ask. We will use Miro for exchanging here the questions like before. So yeah, so exactly. There will be time for it for discuss if you have about these topics presented here some questions. So as Georg just introduced, we are going to go now to the voting. Give me a second. I will configure it for you so that we can choose now. You can choose now the use case you want to work at. Maybe Georg, if you go to the exactly, thank you. So the voting you will have from the three use cases. This. Sorry, 1 second. I have it. 3 images, 1 vote per person, and 1 minute. Exactly. 1 vote per object. So, and it's everything configured. You have 1 minute for the voting, and now it's time for you to join the voting and select the use case from those that have been presented from one of these three, one of them that you want to work on. We will go to deep in into the features and into the technologies and so on. We'll engage together in a discussion here for the voting now. If you still are not sure, you can go back to the slides before. There are 20 seconds left, more or less, for the voting. So take your time and choose your favorite use case that you want to work on. Okay, a few seconds left. So I hope everyone had the chance to vote. So as you can see, the winner is driverless parking. Great, it's a great use case. So let me put it where it belongs. So the winner is driverless parking. All right. So with that said, we move to the next part, which is actually the working on the use case.
Yes, and the point about it is we prepared here 3 boards for you, and I want to go with you through the boards one by one. Let's start with the first one. It's features and requirements. So basically, what kind of features would you expect as an end user driver? What are the basic features you expect, and what are excitement features? What kind of user interfaces would you prefer? How do you want to control the thing? And also, what other requirements should be fulfilled? You named some already before, like security, safety, updatability. Yeah, you named it. So the board is up to you.
Wait a second, Georg. Maybe before to just introduce very shortly what are the other boards about, so that they can differentiate between what we're doing right now with the features and requirements. So maybe you talk a bit, just very shortly, about the
Okay.
other two boards. Yeah.
And okay, next board is about architecture and technology. So basically, what are the technologies you want to see in them or you want to use? And the third one is risks and change and challenges. So what are the upcoming risks for these technologies?
And exactly, so that you can differentiate better what is the part in each canvas, what is the focus on each canvas. And on the bottom right, you can see the Q&A, the parking slot. You can throughout the workshop, throughout this current part now, put questions here if you are not sure, or if you want to dip in, and afterwards we will go. After we work on all 3 boards, we'll go to the Q&A and address these questions. Yeah.
Mhm.
So now we go back. Thank you, Georg, for the introducing the other boards. Yeah, we will give you 5 minutes at the beginning, and let's see how it's working. We are good ahead of schedule. So well, your time is now. I set the timer, and please take deposits from um, everywhere in this canvas. Move them into the middle, right there. It's your board again. You can create also new post-its if you want to work a bit with Miro. Yeah, take your time. If you're very creative, you can also make a drawing, make a photo, and upload it. So 5 minutes. And at the end we will go through it and try to make a kind of discussion with you about these topics. Great.
Just one hint from my side. Maybe it's beneficial when you bring the a parking garage for the driverless parking to your inner eye and have a look what is coming up there.
And also, as Georg said before, we've been talking now a bit about the use cases, the functionalities, and the technologies. Well, technologies, they come later, but you can also go back to what we just presented in the boards if you need some kind of inspiration. Great. See, great features being
Great
written
features
here.
cannot stolen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a basic requirement. Interesting. The dynamic memory location for parking slots. Cool.
We may learn something from here, Georg, at the end.
Yes, for sure. I'm learning a lot.
This is about sharing, right? I mean,
Yes.
so yeah, drivers parking.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great to see.
It's great to see how many things pop up there. That's really impressive.
Keep going. You have a bit
Go
of
on.
time. Mm. Okay, 30 more seconds.
Phew, I fear I have to do popcorn style when discussing these things. Whoa, really great.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Okay, so Georg, if you might be so kind
Whoa,
uh,
I am impressed.
overwhelmed, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of cool requirements are inside. Some more from the use case perspective, some more from the technical perspective. Also, what we see here are the failure rates. Yes, this is a big topic. It's not easy to achieve. Then, yeah, for sure, car should be safe. Also, that the cloud data is not used by government or hacked. Yes, privacy is a thing. That's definitely a thing we need to keep on focusing. Maybe not in our country, but there are other countries in the world where it's definitely a thing. And we have
Definitely.
to keep this in mind, yeah. Automatic path creation to parking spot and real-time monitoring, yes, of adjustments. This is path planning. That's that's really needed. What I also like is, yeah, then the charge spot with automatic plug-in. That I think is already in design, if I'm not wrong. Then empty sparking spot notification. There is already a service, I think, out in the world which is doing this, where our colleagues already productized here something. Yeah, the smart parking garage. This is the smart parking garage. We're talking about that one, yeah. Access payment for sure. Pedestrian safety system. Yeah. You should not run over somebody who is walking inside that environment.
Sure.
Car communication, time spent, and maybe how much time the car is staying in the parking slot. Yes, also interesting. This is a kind of statistics function. It's good for the owner of the parking garage to do the billing based upon this 3D localization. Of course, you want to know where your car is. Efficient path planning. Yes, it's a thing. Retrieval time. Here is something about charging, vehicle to grid, electric car charging. Collision avoidance system for sure. Variable payment by location. Yes, that's also a thing of V2X communication. One very big topic there, what is investigated, is the decentralized marketplace with blockchain technologies for demonstration. One of my colleagues in the team is at the moment investigating here the possibility within smart contracts, how to use it, how to deduce money there, everything. Yes, really, really great. Great answers, great collaboration. Collision avoidance system. Yes, for sure. You have going there multiple cars around, so they do not need to crash in each other.
Mm-hmm.
So what else is up there?
I see many of them like with the smartphone, connected with the smartphone, right? That you can steer it, that you can see where it is in the smartphone, that you can call the car from the smartphone. Mm-hmm. This
Parking
is
facility only anonymous, no humans. Can be the case. Also a mixed scenario is possible. So what I see from the UI perspective, so how do you want to control it? We definitely have an answer here. I think it's the smartphone.
yeah, definitely.
So that's your good outcome. And what we also see here is, or what I see here is that the charging thing, or the electric vehicle, the battery electric vehicle for especially is having here a huge head of other technologies. Here,
Mm-hmm.
this is more the thing of the one who is offering that data, or is offering the parking spots with predictive maintenance. So when do I need to increase my parking slot? Everything, yeah. That's also, you can measure it, you can monitor it. As the productivity inside Scrum, you can also measure the productivity of your parking lot, if it's good utilized or if it's not. You have data, you can
If you're
use it.
renting it, of course, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. So with this really great input,
Thank you for that.
thank you very much. And let's jump to the next slide, or to the next board. And the board 2 is about architecture and technology. So what functionalities or services need to be realized for a minimum viable product? What components, sensors in vehicle or in the infrastructure are needed? What technology stacks should be used? What communication and processing technologies should be used? And what kind of development methods and environments would be beneficial? So in very plain words, where to code this?
Mm-hmm. So shall we set the timer?
I think we shall already start the timer. The guys are already
Okay,
shuffling.
okay. Hey, and I see. I can play some music here while with the timer. Let's see how it works.
Yeah, go on.
No.
don't hesitate to use multiple things. Just give them in. If we have doubles, that's even showing here information.
So, Georg, would you repeat some of the questions again that you said regarding architecture and technologies? What do you mean with that?
Regarding so yeah, basically the guys already got it, I think.
Okay.
It's the technologies are popping in, the
Okay.
also the development environments are popping in. It's really awesome.
Okay. Perfect.
I think I don't need to give more input. Work is already flowing. Look at the board.
Very nice.
Really cool. Oh, I think I have. Ooh. Challenging. Modular devices. Yeah.
You're being challenged here, Georg. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. That's great.
I'm just a Scrum Master here.
Yeah, that's
The-
so it's up to me or what? No. So
yeah, we did together. Don't worry.
yeah, for sure we do it together. So if I expected something with continuous development and all things, and I'm
Oh,
coming
okay. Okay.
because yeah, they have here Android, they have so yeah, so DevOps.
Mm.
Yeah, upgradable devices in the car also there continuous improvement. Huh? No SQLDB.
Well, somebody wrote something about having fun today. Well, I'm having fun. I hope you're doing too.
For sure, I have.
Thank you for your participation already.
That is really a big technology stack, which is popping inside here. And I do not want to spoil, but I have not seen a single word on the page which is actually not in use right now.
Okay, time is up.
Wow.
Okay, so Georg, go for it.
Yes, really, really a big thing. Let's start over with the top left corner. A device where I can update my car. Actually, this is under development at the moment because you name it, you all know Moore's law, and the amount of computation power these algorithms all need, and they are doing this right now, and they are evolving and to upgrade it. So not only the software needs to be updatable, but also the hardware. This is under development. And I have seen here a lot of programming languages, frameworks, and things, and also machine learning is a thing. And I want to sum up for the program languages. At the
Please,
moment,
yeah.
I have seen all of them. So yeah, we have Kubernetes, we have Docker. This is for the Car2X communication, a thing where you drive around in the car and actually you deploy a Docker container to offload your onboard computation. We have Android, we have iOS, all that development. This is everything is in the car. Wi-Fi is a thing for exchanging data. You named it in the parking spot. It is in the open world. It's 5G or local hotspots. Connection to policy database, yes, possible, but also decentralized with blockchain. Then Bluetooth, this is already in use. This is keyless entry in the car. We already have this one. Then there is a lot of sensors around, like LiDAR, where you have the discussion. I think you might know the statement from Elon Musk, who says LiDAR has nothing to do with a car. He says camera is all the way to go. We will see.
His slider is ugly, you know.
Yes, I have heard the presentation. I say there are use case at the moment. I see, yeah, LiDAR might be ugly and might be big. At the moment, it's needed. If we can optimize it out, it's great. Also, camera is a thing. Machine learning in every aspect, not only in image recognition, object detection, obstacle detection, but also in path planning, and not to forget in identifying the communication nodes or the agents around you. There also AI is involved. Then there is always online versus semi-online. This is this thing, Manuel. I think I don't spoil too much if I say we are investigating a use case in our team here, where we say it's a fallback scenario to see how much computation power do I need in the car if I lose my service. Then for sure communication with sensors in the garage, reduce workload. Yeah, that is Car2X communication. You have there the LiDAR, maybe because it's ugly, it's not on the vehicle, but if it's plugged on the ceiling, who hinders me to use its data? Computer vision, yes, definitely. Component hardware with solutions, component LiDAR with satellite view. Yes, data fusion,
Essential.
definitely a big thing. Yes, not even possible doing this without. For all client application, for all mainstream platforms, definitely need to be supported. We are not talking only about Linux, Windows, also in the cars, in the big vehicle computers. I just used the word. So there's a big number crunching machines inside there, and there we also have Linux, or if you know it, QNX. It's a certified OS which we use for safety critical things. It's also Unix based, but there is a certification, so the legal stuff is there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in-car devices built in. Yeah, really, really great. Really a lot of input. Thanks a lot. And now I want to go a little bit back from the technical perspective, based on the one with challenges and risks.
Oh,
There are already some.
good to see. That's perfect.
I want now you had a little bit of narrow focus on the technology, and now I want you to have a little bit the focus on what happens if we release this technology in the market? So what happens with data? What happens with legal authorities? What data should be in the cloud? What should be on board? What should be off board? How shall data be processed? What shall be shared when doing learning, when doing training and neuronal net? What should be shared, the knowledge base or something? Just think in a broad scope what you would like to have and what challenges you see and what risks you see, so that we can identify upcoming obstacles together with you. Manuel,
Georg,
please.
I think I have to start the timer, right?
Yes, for sure. Start the timer.
Okay. Also, again, with a bit of music. Good things are being written here.
Yes. A lot of valuable input.
I tell you, I'm learning also today.
Not just you. Okay.
This is cocktail music, right? Something similar. Perfect for this weather. But,
Really interesting stuff is popping in there. Oh. Permission. Jamming.
one more minute. Oh. There is a question I wanted to make myself. I see it already there.
Oh.
Okay, we would be
Okay.
finalizing slowly. A few more seconds. Time is up. Thank you again for your generous participation.
Wow. Really a lot of good points coming up, which we have to address. Yes, so users are unprepared for technology and even fear technology. That is a big thing we need to tackle. So it needs to be as easy as possible to handle for the end user. So user experience is a big thing here. And also regarding the AI, this is what I meant, what data to share and what are they need they be capable of doing. So somebody already proposed here something, so that location and route must require the performance, the permission of the user. Actually, that is under discussion, if this is needed or not. Other people gaining control over my car? Yes, possibly in a way, but this use case is not so far away. Just think of the Amazon garage delivery use case. It's people already doing this, and they are accepting that one. If you like, you can decide it on your own. Big Garage Internet does. So yeah, there needs to be a backup system, but these are challenges to be tackled. Also the kind of power failures, flat tires, everything is a human safe to walk in that garage in that environment. So must a self-parking car expect a human walking around there or not? It's a case of environmental perception, yes. That
Georg,
needs to be
here there are
addressed.
2 points that are very nice. The one is AAA, alien abduction avoidance, on the top right in rosa. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, well, sure, it can happen.
For sure.
Who knows? And in the other one, this is a question I wanted to make myself. This is a bit below. This is the green one. Lost mobile data connection. How do I get my car back? So what do we do there? It's a risk, right?
It's a risk. It's definitely a risk. So in any way possible, either you have a terminal to punch it in or something. So you need a kind of redundant communication part, which is also independent from your mobile phone. Because believe it or not, there were already cases where people locked themselves out of a car because they just used keyless entry with their smartphones, left their car at home, and then their battery died because they were watching too much Netflix. Yeah, it's a thing, and you have to be prepared for that one. Good input. Also, the whole hacking thing, like DOS jamming, rogue communication nodes. So the whole legal stuff, and here social crediting is also mentioned, and to my point of view, that is also a big risk, because there is a lot of data available, and if it's used in the wrong way, it's dangerous. And this, for me as a developer, I always have to have this in mind. When I'm handling data, I handle property of other people's, so I have to treat it like that.
Thank you for that.
So that's, there are a lot of things. Yeah, resistance factors, everything. Yeah, really good points, and all worth discussing and having several talks on them. Not more to say from my side. I think now we should go to the to the question and answers, I saw already there are some questions punched in. So let's have there.
I will read it for. I will read them for you, Georg, if it's okay. So the first question as posted in this who below. Can you please tell some details what technologies you use in the development for this use case, automatic parking, like computer vision, and so on?
You mean technologies in terms of programming languages, modeling and such stuff? That is a little bit yeah, there are state-of-the-art modeling languages for this. Neuronal nets are done partly in hardware, partly in C++. For simulation, there is Python. Or do you, for simulation, there's Python and to script the trainers and to do the judgment and all that? Or do you mean a little bit more in the details, how the whole development process is structured? And then for this, I just can say one word. Manuel is here with me, and this is a good purpose. This is because of a good reason, because in these new fields, everything is uncertain, and we have to constantly improve, constantly adapt. So Scrum and even the bigger methods for scaling up Scrum. So Manuel, you correct me if I name it wrong, but SAFe and such things are here a thing.
Definitely. Yeah. So next question. Yeah. So will the OEM, so BMW, so the car producers, assume legal liability for the battery information?
I don't think that it is regarding the OEMs who will assume that. I think it's regarding the authorities, and I think it's regarding the customers who want to have that. Because if I buy a car and I invest several thousands of euros, I want to know what happened with it.
Okay, thank you, Georg. Next question. Is there any optimization projects for electrification held in Bosch, Austria, if it is not confidential?
Correct. There is a big development branch for electrification in Bosch, Austria. I think we will come to this in the later slides, where we exactly show you what is going on there within Bosch. Manuel, one thing I just want to elaborate on the follow-up comment, because to do a deep dive on how the data science and everything is done. If you join the talks in the Fahrzeughalle in the afternoon, I will be there, and then we can engage here in a personal discussion, because I think we would overextend the Q&A here. This is what I can offer, because I really would like to engage here, but I fear I don't have the time now. Sorry for that.
Yeah. So let's continue with the next question. Legal liability self-driving vehicle in case of accident. That's a big thing.
Yes, that's not even a big thing. That's a political thing. There are a lot of activities ongoing within in the scale of the European Union to do here lobbying and to bring this to drive this forward, because for me it's really annoying seeing autonomous operating vehicles driving around in the real world. In Japan, in California, that's not an issue. You can do it everywhere. That's possible. In Austria, you have one testing track outside of Vienna going to Graz, and that was it, where you have very, very huge regulations to fulfill if you're doing their self-drive testing. But there is political stuff ongoing, but it's not in my sphere, because I am a technician.
Well, I may add something here. Also emerging when you're moving from one country to another one, right? the regulations change. So as you said before, this is something at the whole European level to discuss these things and to apply common regulations, right? So yeah, this is really a big topic. Yeah.
Even in Germany, it's even worse than in Austria. So they are even more restricted.
Okay, good point there. Is there any ML involved?
Machine learning or MATLAB?
I believe machine learning. You can address both,
Um,
or machine
yeah,
learning
both.
definitely.
It's easy. Yes, both
Yeah.
for both it's true. So there's a lot of machine
But
learning involved, a lot of training. Um,
machine learning. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
okay.
That was the hot
Yes,
tip.
yes, definitely. Object recognition, there's a lot of machine learning. Also
Definitely.
path planning, signal analysis,
It's
all the route. It's everywhere
it,
actually.
it's already so complicated too complicated to work with plain heuristics because they will not fit at the end, right? So this is the reason why machine learning is being so important right now.
Actually, we talk about virtual machines, or not virtual machines, but neuronal netting and the programming language is for this in native hardware. Yeah, that is already available on the open market.
So we are a good schedule, and we will keep this open. So if you have more questions, and at the end we have some spare time, we can go again back to it. But for now, I think an important thing is that you take your time to take a water, a coffee, or whatever you need. 2 minutes, and I will set the time at the timer and a bit of music, and I hope to see you soon again here that we continue working. So, welcome back. I see there are some participants that have left the board. I hope they return slowly after the small break. But for us, it's the time to continue.
Okay, then let's move a little bit into, because I prepared a little sum up slide in advance for the challenges and bottlenecks we see and we as Bosch want to address. Starting from the top left, there is functional complexity, the diversity of the cross-domain functionality, and this distribution. It needs to be handled, and it's really complex. and that is a real challenge to do that. Then the flexibility. Electronic and electric systems need to allow introduction of new and innovative components and software sharing. That is also a big thing, because imagine you have a fixed wiring harness in your car. Moving there 2 to 3 wires, that's a day job. Yeah, and so we need other solutions for that. External communication, you already had it several times. It's a security risks. Hackers are out there. They want to attack systems and they want to make money. They do not even start from schools. So what should stop them from cars? Then computation power. We have, you know it, Moore's law is expiring. The complexity of the algorithms is outrunning it, and also in the in the manufacturing of the chips, of the microcontrollers, of the microprocessors, it's actually, we are running here in a technology bottleneck. Then communication of bandwidth. As I motivated, the car is communicating with everything in its surroundings, and this needs to run over some kind of network, which means we need to provide a sufficient network capability, which is also a very big challenge. You see now 5G and how complex this standard is already. I know from my person, from the microprocessors which do they have this standard, the digital signal processor involved for signal processing in 5G is outcomputing the top state-of-the-art smartphone microprocessors, and it's evolving into 6G. So, and this will not get easier. And for sure, the scalability. You need to address a really small car in a development or emerging country up to a really big car, and let's say a Maybach or something like that, and you have to handle this, and this is also rather complex to have products suitable for everything, from the typical Indian Tata to a Maybach, and have this in check, and have suitable solutions for everything. Okay, let's move on. Here is something about the automotive electronics evolution. When we started in 2018, we were here on the left bottom. So every ECU had its dedicated functionality, and there was little to no cloud interaction. Then next thing which came up was domain centralization. Yeah. Next thing what came up was domain fusion. This is what is currently in the market. So you have here somehow a little bit brains in the car, but several of them, and a gateway and above, and more functionality. Then the next thing which is coming up by 2025 till 2028 is vehicle centralization. You do it as the human body. You have one brain, and it's the big one in front, and it's responsible for everything. And then you have the nerve system in the car, which are the zones, where they are then responsible for controlling the actuators around them. And from our talk, we have car to everything communication, and there we offboard the brain to the cloud. So we have here little communication, little computing power in the car, less than today or even equal, but more functionality. And the huge amount of calculation is done in the cloud. Why is this so important? Because if I do the computation in the car, I have to power it in the car. If I do it in the cloud, I can use the power source from something else. On the right, this is just a depiction of where the OEMs are at the moment and how far did they evolve in their journey here. Yeah. Okay.
OEM, again, just for those that are not pretty involved in the subject, are the car manufacturers.
Sorry, now I tipped in. It took a long time, but I fell. Okay, thank you. Good. Let's move a little bit further and uh, let's talk a little bit of how we do that and what. The how is, I named it before already. We are here in a very fast developing business. You as a developer know this. And this whole evolutions central around software. They are not hardware revolutions. Hardware is the vehicle to carry them, but the revolution is the software. So the methods are agile and continuous X. So Manuel, if you want to add something.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that the software defines the hardware at the end, right? Because we were talking about the different use cases and so on. These are services, and there are a lot of functions we have here. We have to think how to do them with the software, and which hardware do we need to support this software. Yeah. So the main business is a great part of the business is software driven.
Exactly. And what you see here is on the right side, we have the microprocessors, so POSIX OS with all the computer vision and AI algorithms on top. And on the right side, we have the microcontroller stuff. Also with the thing inside, there is virtualizations where it's possible to run full-blown stacks um, in parallel. So both of them are containing an embedded OS, and they do not even know that they are on the same microcontroller. Um, there is an BSW, so a base software, which is basically a hardware abstraction to the underlying microcontroller. Then there is some communication framework above, and on top there are then applications deployed. Also, in the way, as you know from the smartphone, this is also evolving here. You can deploy here single applications without flashing the whole system. This is something what is pretty new for microcontrollers, as you might know. In the POSIX world, it's audio stuff. Okay, that was a little bit on the what and on the how. So let's jump to the cross-domain computing and how Bosch reacted to this changing world. Manuel, please.
Thank you, Georg. Well, this part of the workshop, Georg resorted to that what we're working about the challenges, the evolution of the E/E architecture and the technologies and methods. And well, these trends, Bosch has been following them, of course, a long time. And with beginning of 2021, Bosch created this new division, Cross-Domain Computing Solutions, XC. At XC, Bosch pools its software and electronics expertise in one division with 17,000 associates worldwide, and it unites software, electrical and electronic engineers from the areas of driver assistance, automated driving, car multimedia, powertrain, and body electronics. And with this, and new customers will receive electronics and systems and the requisite software from a single source. As I said, the product portfolio ranges from functions for automated driving, connected and personalized services, to high-performance computers, as we are, as the Georg said, the brain of the car, and of course the needed sensors such as cameras, radar, and lidar, which allow the aforementioned functionalities and ensure that the vehicles will be able to perceive their surroundings as well as the interior of the vehicle very reliably. Yeah. So, and also what is said here on the slide, the one key aspect of it is the deep understanding and shaping of the complete electronic and electric architecture of the automotive, of the car. Yeah. Of course, global presence, we have just talked about, efficient internal processes, ACE integration, and very important too, end-to-end system understanding. Yeah. So that we understand what the customer needs and we deliver it, everything in the one hand, all of it regarding the A slash E slash E, sorry, architecture. And now, well, it was about XC, which is a part of Bosch, and now we continue with Bosch with another view. We zoom out and talk a bit about Bosch. And well, some of you may know Bosch from the drilling machines, green and blue, or the kitchenware. Bosch is a bit more. It's worldwide, around about 400,000 associates right now, where XC is a part of it. But what I wanted to state here is that for me, Bosch is a multicultural and diverse company. Diverse from the one side, from the different business sectors it's working at. You listen today, mobility solutions a lot, then industrial technologies, maybe you know Rexroth, energy building and technology, and consumer goods, like as I said, the kitchen aid machines and so on. We have been talking today also about e-bikes and so on. So Bosch has a very big spectrum, a great portfolio, which is very diversified. But also an aspect of the diversification is the intercultural topic, where it's worldwide in 60 countries worldwide, Bosch. And you have people from everywhere, different cultures. And also here at our team, we have here more than 5 nationalities in a small team of software developers. So this is really nice to be involved in. Also different ages, from very junior to senior. So this is the diversity. We are convinced this is a mandatory source for innovation. And talking about innovation, also what is very important for Bosch is the strong R&D focus. And here you have some astonishing numbers. Well, how much they are investing in R&D, and how many associates are working in R&D and software development. Yeah. By the way, this number, I think it's already obsolete because it's growing very fast. Because for the new topics, we are hiring new people that support us in this journey we have been talking about so far. Next slide, please.
Okay.
This is yours.
It's mine. So actually, what we are focusing on here in Vienna, we have small branches also for the left for the microprocessor, but this is building up. So in Vienna, we are focusing here on the multi-chip to chip communication, so that we can integrate more than one microcontroller microprocessor on a board to have sufficient computation power. We do prototypes on new hardware, also with the stack above, because as said before, the software is shaping the hardware. So we do not make a new hardware because the hardware is cool. We do not make a new hardware because we need one that the software is capable of running on it. So we do low-level software, virtualization. The AutoSAR stuff, it's a standard for developing here that hardware abstraction layer, the so-called BSW base software.
Automotive standard, right?
Yeah, it's an automotive standard, yes.
Sorry.
Then, yeah, no problem. Then we do here flexible software updates. It's what I mentioned before. The innovation is that I can deploy here an app without refreshing the whole hex file on a microcontroller, which is a pretty new thing on in microcontrollers, and this is also standardized in AutoSAR. This is a key area where we in Bosch Vienna are driving here the standardization. And we've, of course, do development of application software on top of all that. Not just in a prototype use case, but also for serious and real maintenance stuff, also in terms of safety critical systems and security development is also here. So to the next, there was a question, are you doing stuff for optimizing electromobility? Yes, we do. We have the inverter development branch in Vienna. We have the charging converters, so Charcon, if you know it, and all that. This is in Vienna. Then we have the cross-domain computers in Vienna, where we built the big brains and the big computation power. And of course, we have classic development of engine control units in Vienna. Emerging markets are in the electrical business and in the cross-domain computer, but also this is not outdated and it will be developed further. Okay, now let's a little bit talk about your contribution. Manuel, this one is yours.
Sorry, it was mute. Uh, as I said before, we're growing, and we are aiming at these new topics, at these new technologies, and we need your contribution. I would look to love to have you on board, if you are interested in these topics, of course. And this slide is a bit of, I mean, you have already a feeling, but again, to go through it, what requirements, or how is the profile of people that working with us? Maybe about the technical background, Georg, could you give some keywords or some references?
Yes, for sure. As I already mentioned in the introduction, I'm an embedded software engineer. I studied embedded software engineering. Um, I feel familiar with the low-level parts, but also software engineering with algorithm design is highly appreciated. Computer science, um, also data science is upcoming. You named it. Computer science, engineering, electrical engineering for sure in the whole electric and electronics thing. Computer science, technical physics, technical mathematics. But what I also want to state here are the three dots in the line. This list is not even complete because with us today in the studio, you don't see him, but he is helping us a lot. This Philip, he is doing his master's then in mechanics design, and we also need this because we are at the moment 3D printing prototypes, and there we need a lot of construction to be done, and there we need the right persons for. So it's always worth having a look on the offers, on the carrier offers, because it's never limited to what we told now. So Manuel, I think you as a Scrum Master have the most overview about how to integrate somebody in the team, and I think you can now talk a little bit about the soft skills that we
Well,
need.
for sure. Okay. So what you just addressed, the technical background, but at the end, for us, what matter most is the attitude. So if you are motivated and you're willing to learn about the mobility of the future, innovation and leading edge technologies, right? Then you are right on spot. Then you are welcome. If you are open-minded. This is something, as I said at the beginning from Georg, that I really love. We need to challenge each other. We need to improve ourselves in the team constantly. Continuous improvement, I said also at the beginning, right? So, of course. It's about what you do with your technical background, with what you have learned, but is a big aspect here, that you are a team guy, and of course that you like that we are diverse team, as I said before, really international. So if this is what you're looking for, you are much of welcome to join us. Yeah. Okay. So let's go to the checkout. So maybe you can go to the. No problem. Exactly. So as I introduced at the beginning, we will gather here some insights from your side. We've prepared also a board similar to the one in the introduction for it, and for it we have prepared three questions, which I will please ask you to work on. And for that, you will get around 6 minutes. Let's see how it evolves. Um, and yeah, the three questions, as you can read them: what did you enjoy today? What did you learn? And maybe the workshop in one word. We would really love to hear your feedback. So I start the timer, and the board is yours. Well, I think I think we are almost done, right? Activities has already stopped. Okay, maybe a few more seconds. Okay. Yeah, I think it's good time to finish and to review what you have written here. Thank you very much again for your participation. So since Yogi is sharing, and I would like to talk this time about your feedback, I will use a bit of uh, this. Let's see what this figure here. Okay, very friendly. Thank you very much. Thank you. The style of the workshop. Well, yeah, it's. I think with Miro, it's a good way. We thought it would be a good way to communicate with you. Nice to hear that you liked it. Excellence audience participation options even without voice. Thank you for that. Good to hear. Interactive discussion. This was for us a must do that you can work on it and then we share our knowledge. Opala. Coordinated presentation and insights. Dynamic presentation with great slides and with great speakers. I feel touched. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good overview of the topics. Nice use case brainstorming. Yeah, sure. Interactive mirror. Getting your feedback. Yeah, great. Yep.
Yes.
And nice atmosphere. Yeah. Thank you. You participate on that. And well, thanks Manuel and Georg for this amazing workshop. I have no words for that. But well, this is the thing what we wanted to hear.
It was a
Really
pleasure
glad
for
of
me
it.
with this audience, actually. That's all I want to say.
Even if you cannot talk with us, but as with this great response, it's very enjoyable. So, what did you learn today? I gained good insights of the automotive driving at Bosch. That Bosch doesn't only do drilling machines and then KitchenAid. Yeah. Future between Bosch and future mobility. That Bosch does mobility, as I was saying, exactly.
Yes.
I had to learn that too some time ago.
Me also. When I joined Bosch, I did not know.
Yeah.
And this is why we are here.
So job skills required. Yeah, definitely. Bosch contributions to smart mobility. Parking is a lot more complex than I expected. Yeah, it is.
It is. There are even guys who are doing full-time parking stuff.
Miro has some cool music, indeed. Well, I also like it. So it's very small. Current big topics of autonomous vehicles, use cases. How important is the software in future cars? Good that this message came to you through the workshop. This is a very important thing. Its software is like ruling everything right now.
Exactly. If you're a developer, it's the golden age, I think. There is so much to do and so much upcoming. You could not be in a better profession.
Bosch focuses on R&D, definitely a lot. Mhm. Otherwise, they couldn't be that successful. Okay, and innovative, of course. Architecture for implementing software in the cars, embedded hardware.
Yes.
Getting a feeling for the complexity of the particular use case, definitely. Once you start working on the use cases and thinking on them, then these topics then rise and you see how complex it is. Bosch focus on parking. Okay. Insights on tech stacks I need to master.
Yes, and this is something I really want to point out, and I really say you do not do this alone. I I joined Bosch. I was a developer. I do not had any clue about E/E architecture, and then it evolved into my job, and I had the opportunity to learn what is all there on the table, and I had a great guidance and great tutorship that brought me forward. And this is what I really appreciate about Bosch. There is always the potential to learn. So it really helps you advancing your professional tech stack and what techniques you learn. So because there is always a guy who has done it before and who can help you into and or give you at least a jump base, because we have a huge R&D, and these R&D guys, they are not sitting somewhere in a locked tower. You can talk to them and they are glad to answer. And it's really something I like about Bosch. So you do not need to master your tech stack alone. There is help if you join.
Yeah, thank you, Georg, for that. It's a very important point. So I think I went more or less through all of the learnings for today from your side, and it's glad to read how you describe the workshop in one word. Well, amazing, interesting, cool, perfectly executed. Thank you for that. Knowledgeable, definitely entertaining. Cocktail music, yeah.
Manuel, your music.
You hear that? Yeah. The mirror music, yeah. Great. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. So we will be continue now with the closing. So this is our visit card, so to say. Looking forward to meet you personally. Um, nothing new from what we said before. Our names, LinkedIn, email. Just if you have more questions that cannot be addressed today or afterwards, just here's a further invitation to stay in touch. Either if you want to join us or if you have questions about the subject, whatever it is, feel free, contact us. By the way, the Miro board will stay open for some time, few weeks, so that you can go back to the topic you have been working on, to see the insights, also the slides about Bosch, and of course this information here. So you don't need to make screenshots or to type down. It's everything online for the next weeks after we close it again. Next, I think there is one more slide. Yeah, so here there are a few links that, of course, you would need the My Report to go through them. That explain a bit with some very nice videos about the different use cases, like automated valid parking, automated parking, then the other informations about Bosch mobility solutions. Very nice aspect here, das Auto wird zum IoT-Device auf Rädern. Well, this is something you may have heard already many times, that the cell phone on wheels, this is the car of the future, with a lot of gadgets and so on. So as I said here, a few more informations that you can look afterward, after the workshop today and in the coming days. And with this, we are a few minutes ahead of schedule. This way, we give you, I believe, a greater break for what is coming next. And from my side, I have to say again, thank you a lot for your participation. Without you, the workshop doesn't make any sense. So you are really welcome to join again in the next workshop, in the next event, and to contact us. Georg?
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your participation and really for the great inputs you gave. That it really funneled me when I saw all the things up popping up in the board and all that valuable comments. And I'm really happy if I can see and meet somebody or some guys of you in person in the afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Manuel, Georg. Thank you so much for the awesome workshop and also for the music that will now be stuck in my head for the next year or so, I think. I hope you had fun presenting it, and I think we will see each other in 1 to 2 hours at the Fahrzeughalle.
For sure. We had a great time.
Yes.
See you.
Awesome.
See
Thanks.
you.
See you.
Bye.
Bye. So, and for every one of you who is currently in the Viennese area, feel free to join us at the Bosch Fahrzeughalle in the afternoon, as there will not only be some free snacks and drinks, but also some awesome talks waiting for you. And afterwards, we will have some time to chit-chat and network. And for everyone who is not, for whom it's not possible to join in person, don't worry, we will be streaming live at Hubilo starting at about 3 p.m. CET. So stay tuned. See you then. Bye.